The landscape of media has changed. At one point in time, there was nothing but newspapers. Then there was the TV news. But now, everybody's online, telling this and telling that, giving information, misinformation, misguiding people. So I guess I got to change with the time because everybody has.
To this new special edition episode. Everybody has a football preview.
Kind of do, yeah.
Over here on my right, we have a man who's been covering football for 22 years. Yeah, you see all that gray hair? He's old. And you might want to know who this man over here is.
You tell him I'm Thomas Ellis Jr.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Thomas Ellis Jr.
Thomas Ellis.
West
Wayne
10 Media.
Jr.
What? We got to put the Wayne there. West
Wayne
10 Media
Sellers
Sports
Jr.
Editor.
Yes.
Yeah.
That part. And you might want to know who he is. I'll let him introduce himself.
He's Thomas Ellis Jr. I'm David Perry Jr. I've been covering sports since 2018 since I graduated high school around the Memphis area, Tipton County area mostly.
Munford High School. He's a Cougar.
I'm a Cougar. I graduated from Munford Cougars. Been covering sports for a long time. Not as long as him, but man, I've been doing it for a long time. I love the game. Love covering. Love doing photos. And yeah, that's a little bit about me.
And now he helps us out with our sister paper, The Leader, up there in Covington.
Mm-hmm.
Does a great job behind the camera, but every day is improving as a writer. I know he's coming from he told me this back in the day when he was in high school, so he was coming from my title. But I like to think we as a tag team.
Tag team we are.
Yeah, okay. We're like the Steiner brothers.
Okay, enough yapping about this.
Okay.
Let's get into our first segment today, which is Class 3A and Class 4A. On the first round for 3A, we have the Wooddale Cardinals, who are 6-4, at the Covington Chargers, who are 9-1. And according to Western Media, the Covington Chargers have 89% chance to win, and Wooddale has 11%. What do you guys have to say?
Of course, I agree with it because I'm part of the assessment team. But it's going to be very hard for Wooddale to pull off a win up at Covington, especially when coming off a loss to Westview.
Yes, man. I mean, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, 89%. I would have bumped that up to just about 100. They've been playing Wooddale in the first round for the last couple of years, and all those years, I mean, Covington just been overpowering them. I can see, Covington
run all over
them, treating it like it's homecoming team.
Yeah.
Wooddale. I don't know much about them. I know they're out of East Memphis. There's some guys out there who went to Wooddale, but they're just not a football school at all, really.
Well, I think even in the assessment said, Wooddale's going to run into a buzzsaw. They're going to get chopped up. But I think here's the question: Will Wooddale score? Possibly. Yeah. They might give up a fourth-quarter touchdown. How much over 50 will Covington score in this game? I think those are the questions. So I think we're both going with Covington.
Right.
Okay. Our next matchup is the Dyersburg Trojans, who are 6-4, at Bolton Wildcats, who are 5-4. And according to our West 10 Media, Dyersburg is 57% chance of winning and Bolton at 43. So it's kind of even. What do you guys have to say?
Bolton has home field, a 5-game winning streak, but Dyersburg plays in a tougher league. They're going to be more battle tested.
Yes. Like you said, Dyersburg, I actually covered a few years ago. Coach Stowe, he's exceptional coach. They got one of the best coaching staff in West Tennessee. And that's not even coming from me. That's coming from one of the coaches in Tipton County who faced off against them. They said the way they coach, the way their system is run is so exceptional. But, I mean, big shout out to Bolton, though. I mean, Bolton, they came back. I mean, like you said, C.J. Marshall, what they went through in the beginning of the season, before the season started.
July.
With the player passed.
Joshua Henderson passed away. They forfeited their first game against White Station.
Mm-hmm.
Then the babies, I call them babies because I'm 40 something now. They were adjusted. You know, they were life without their teammate, guy they saw every day in the locker room. So those first 3 games, they were getting their legs back underneath them. Then they saw their rivals Millington. Had a lead on them, take some success. The Millington won that game, but something clicked in them. They won 5 in a row. Maybe it might be an extra force, you know, with them when they go out there on that field, their home field, and they might try to win one for Joshua. And that does give them a fighting chance. And CJ's a great coach, and he's going to have a game plan. But Dyersburg, only reason you're a number 3 seed is because you play in the same league as Covington and Martin Westfield. So it's going to be a tall task for the Wildcats, but I would have to go with Dyersburg.
Yes, I'll have to go with Dyersburg. The percentages, I can see the percentages being accurate though. I mean, about the Dyersburg being a little bit over, but I feel like Bolton can put up some points and put up a little bit of a fight with that.
Okay, now moving on to 4A first round. Our first matchup we have is Lakeland Prep Lions that are 4 and 6 versus Dyer County Choctaws, who is 8 and 2. Do I really have to say the percentage based off their record? The percentage of their chance of winning, Dyer County is 64% and Lakeland Prep 36%.
Well, Lakeland, this is their 3rd year in football, period. 3rd year as a school, period. And Coach David White, who's I covered him back in the day at TRA, this is where my age kicks in. Has them with a tough, gritty mentality. And Godwin, his quarterback, who is like a veteran junior quarterback, he plays like a senior. He could get him a fighting chance in this game. And their secret weapon, Aiden Quinn. We saw him against Millington, number 3. He's a big time player. He's a Division I player. You can put him anywhere on the field, he's gonna make some things happen. But once again, sometimes you just have a tougher league you're going against, David. And Dyer County comes from a tough league.
They do. Dyer County, I mean, he's covered them up there. I love their system. Them in Dyersburg, you definitely cannot underestimate them wherever you're facing them. And I feel like that's in any sport. I know Dyer County volleyball, I mean, they made it state for the last 4 or 5 years, man. The culture up there is beautiful. I love it. But
if
yeah,
you like the color
said,
orange.
If you like the color orange, yes. They got that, it's not Tennessee color.
It's just a tad bit
Clemson. It's like it's like Clemson colors and everything, but they're orange and white. But man, Dyer County they're just in a tougher league. They're better They're a better team. They were 5A. They actually made to the state final in 5A not too long ago. So they still got that culture in them. New coach, Coach David Whittle was the coach, but they got the new guy. He was an assistant. I forgot his name, but still a good man. Forgot his name. But yes, he was good. But yeah, like you said, I mean, Dyer County, I got them taking over. Lakeland, good coach. I know Coach White and his dad real well. His dad actually coached me a long time ago while I tried to play football. So Lakeland, I love the team though. I used to cover them actually back when they were just a middle school. So, got some history between both of them. Would love to see that matchup, but I definitely do see Dyer County taking over. I can see Lakeland put up some points. They got good offense. They got a player who can throw the ball, like a Brett Godwin, know his whole family, love his family. But yes, I got Dyer County winning it all.
Okay, we both going with Dyer County.
Okay, last but not least of the 4A first round is the Millington Trojans. They are 4 and 6 at South Gibson, who is 7 and 3. And according to Western Media, South Gibson has 77% and Millington has 23% chance of winning.
I know that was tough.
We'll see about that.
I know that was tough for her to say that.
We'll see about
She's a Trojan through and through, but Millington, young. About 50% of the roster is sophomore or younger.
Yep.
Sophomore quarterback Cole Hawkins, who's proven himself through injuries and battle, through a bunch of touchdown passes against Ridgeway. The future is bright for him. John Thomas, future is bright for him. A lot of their pieces, but that line play, Millington, I think South Gibson is going to dominate there, and is on the road, an hour and 41 minutes away. All those factors will go play against Coach Michael. Coach Michael and his staff come up with great schemes, great plans, but execution means 2 things: how you perform, and sometimes means to take you out. And I think South Gibson is going to have what it takes to eliminate Millington. It pains me to say that.
So you think they're gonna do it in? They did it in soccer, and now they're gonna do it in football. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes. The Hornets are going to sting the Trojans yet again.
Oh yeah, definitely a big emphasis on that. I mean, I know yes I came from Munford, so I'm not going to be biased about it. But South Gibson, one of the teams I used to cover back in the day too. South Gibson, they got a good culture up there. Them and Milan, they're just powerhouses up there. I always consider. It's funny because they're outside of Jackson, and Jackson's so, to me, private school ran.
Yeah.
Like, public schools are kind of like, so I feel like a lot of people go up to the South Gibsons and the Milans of the world just to go up there. So they have a lot of good football out there, good history between that two, so I could definitely see them. Now, Millington does have good history. Don't get me wrong. I think I talked to you the other day. Mm-hmm. I was just going through their past games. I'm like, man, back in the day, they used to be dominant.
Yeah, that's an NFL player right there, George Holmes. Yeah.
Man, I mean,
our team.
Yeah, like,
Houston.
What year was this?
Yeah,
What year was this?
yeah, that's for 2012.
2012. I mean, yeah, 2012. Dominant. Used to give Munford a run for the money. No, not a run for the money. He used to take the money. Yeah, he used to take their money and everything. So, but I mean. New cultures now, new generations now. I feel like they should not have went independent, but that's a story for another day.
All right, so.
Well, we're gonna take a break and we'll be back with 5A. Welcome back. We're here to talk about 5A first round, and the first matchup that we have is Kenwood Knights, who are 6-4, at the Munford Cougars, who are 9-1. I mean, honestly, the percentage is pretty obvious too, but Munford has a 69% chance of winning, and Kenwood has 31% chance of winning.
How you feel about this, Dave?
I mean, if we're being realistically, that percentage should have been up from Kenwood. Being realistic, I mean, you cannot. The more east you go in Tennessee, the better that football is. So it don't matter if the record is, what is the record now? 6-4. You cannot doubt the people that play far east. I mean, when it comes to playoffs, because they know how to play playoff football. They know how to play November football in the rain, in the cold, and everything. So. But Munford, they're just coming off that loss against Central, and I've been telling y'all this. I told you this. Remember, after they scored that first touchdown against Central, after Central scored that first touchdown, I was like, man, if Central kept throwing the ball like that, all I got to do is just throw go routes. Munford won. And I accidentally jinxed them in a way. So, man, they kind of did expose Munford's weakness right there when it comes to that passing and trying to defend the pass and everything. But I feel like that's what they needed. Yes, they beat big time teams like Germantown, Whitehaven, Haywood, went up to Woodford County, faced a team nobody even heard of in this area, and beat them pretty good. And they were pretty solid in their classification. Yeah. Played against NBA and everything. Those were teams that they, people didn't expect them to win, but they fought it out. Now you face Central, who you think that yes, I'm going to beat them. Yes, we can beat them and everything, even though Central does play them hard every year. Ever since they came to the region, since 2021, man, they've been playing hard with Munford. But, man, Central just exposed them. Exposed that weakness, but I feel like that's what they needed, I feel like they needed, because, they had three or four passing interferences. Yeah. And, people want to, the fans want to, argue, say, bad reffing and everything. But no, that's smart football that came from Central, Love the coach, man. Coach,
Major Wright.
Man, what he did with them boys, because man, what he did in the boys, well coached, his son as a quarterback, they have a good lineup. And to me, they always match up well. I feel like that's always a good game because they match up well against Munford. They got the size, they got the skills sets, they're probably one and the same. It's not like it's one team over the other, like how Germantown is supposed to be over Munford.
Yeah.
Haywood, even though they're 4A, kind of over Munford because they have all those Division I athletes.
Yeah.
They really are one and the same, Munford and Central.
So here's my breakdown for the Munford-Kenwood game. It's simple as this. It's mental. If Munford is angry from this loss to Central, expect a long playoff run.
Right.
If they're broken from this situation, and it reminds them of Springfield last year in the first round, giving up a big lead, and here we go again, the season will end once again in the first round. So Coach Calhoun has to get that. He has a challenge ahead of him going into this game.
Right.
Can he get his boys angry enough to know our special season wouldn't have been validated with a 10-0 region championship? It's not validated until we're on the big stage playing for the title. It's real simple as that. I think with Bryson Turnage, those seniors, Hobbs and all them, they have that mindset to turn the corner, to bring these young, talented boys up with them, the Bells, the Starks, and go do something special.
No, I wholeheartedly agree with it because, I mean, these kids are a different set of kids. They want it. They want to fight. Not saying the Jordan Bells of the world, the Zay Cobbs of the world back a few years ago didn't want it, but man, they're looked over. This team is just so looked over, especially with the schedule they had. So, the fact that they're just fighting for it. I feel like, yes, first round, they are going to take over and everything. But my viewpoint is just, what will happen after the win? They have to potentially travel to Beach, potentially travel to Page. So, but I feel like them losing was the best thing for them because they're really better road warriors than they are at home. They really don't defend that home. They do defend their home field. But man, on that road, it's just they're different beasts.
They get locked in.
They get locked in.
Okay, so our next matchup for the 5A first round is the Brighton Cardinals, who are 3-7. They're going to be at Kirkwood Cobras, who are 8-2, and Kirkwood has a 79% chance of winning, and Brighton has a 21% chance of winning.
The baby Cardinals, as I call them, the baby birds.
Yeah.
Whoa, when some of your best players, it sounds like I'm talking about Millington. Your quarterback's a sophomore, multi-sport athlete, point guard, by the way, Caden Young. So I saw him against Millington. He's turned that corner. He's turned to a mature field general. And then you got Reggie Holmes, you got Burrell, those young running backs. But they're 14 years old, and they're going to go against grown men. And I think that's the only thing that's going to stop them in this on Friday night. But looking at what Coach Keith Sellers building up there, as long as he keeps getting the majority of those Brighton middle players, the pendulum is going to turn, and then Covington and Munford don't want to see Brighton in a couple of years because it's going to, by the time Caden is a senior, this game will be in Tipton County. Right. But for now, they have to go travel that long road things up to Clarksville, and Kirkwood is going to take care of business and win this game.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like you said, you got to give high praise to Settler, what they're doing over there. I mean, they're young. That defense, to me, they're young, but that defense is really a good defense. I mean, solid defense.
28-20 to Memphis Central.
20, yes, 28-21. I mean, and I was talking to I was talking to one of the players who was giving me highlights about that game. They were pressuring their quarterback. The quarterback that Munford had trouble with, Brian was really taking care of him and everything. So, man, they got a young defense and they got a nice defense. Offense, is still growing and everything, still going to develop. But like you said, freshman, sophomore leading the run. So, I feel like this year's not going to be their year, but, if they can keep, like you said, those Brighton Middle School kids and everything, and if they don't leave out and everything, they can be a serious threat and be back to the Brighton Cardinals that they were once upon a time ago.
About 2017.
Yep.
Okay, well, we're done talking about 5A, and we'll be back to talk about 6A. 6A first round. The first matchup we have is the Whitehaven Tigers, who are 5-4, at Bartlett Panthers, who are 4-6. And according to Western Media, Whitehaven has 52% chance to win, and Bartlett has 48.
Well, they did play each other, and Whitehaven beat them 35-0. So at Bartlett. So I don't know what happened that night, but Bartlett has been playing better. So could it be a repeat of 35-0? Is Whitehaven that much better than Bartlett? So we'll see. Well, I will have to pick Whitehaven.
I'd say Whitehaven too. I mean, Bartlett, haven't really been seeing them. Don't really know much of the star players, but start for preseason, they had some losses against Covington and everything, and I think they went on like a 0-3, like a 4-game loser streak, I think. From the start. And I've seen Whitehaven play. I mean, Whitehaven got Christian Talley, who's an exceptional offensive player, played against Munford. I mean, they couldn't. He was probably like the only running back I seen from Munford. I mean, that played against Munford this year that they couldn't really just contain, really, and everything. So I'm picking Whitehaven.
Okay.
Yeah, percentage should have been a little bit towards Whitehaven, but on this end, but I'm picking Whitehaven 100%.
Okay, our next matchup we have the Houston Mustangs, who are 2-7. Versus the Germantown Red Devils, who are 7-3. And according to Western Media, Germantown has 57% chance of winning, and Houston has 43%.
This is a rivalry. Young Cannon Day has gotten better. Got some weapons in Brown, who's a sophomore as well, and Davis, veteran player. And Coach Thomas been there, done that. So that's why I think Houston has a fighting chance. It's a rivalry game. It's at Germantown. And is Germantown healthy? And are they focused? How much did the Southwind game take out of them? A 2-game losing streak. Is it mental now? Or are they going to come in ready to exert some demons and have a chip on their shoulder? So off the top of my head, I would not be shocked if Houston won this game, but I have to pick Germantown if I was on FanDuel or DraftKings or something like that.
Right. Like you said, I got Germantown on my money line for real. Even though they just came off of a 2-game loser streak and everything, they lost to good teams and everything. And we have Houston, who shocked me like Bartlett did the beginning of the season, as they started off kind of slow and everything. But like you said, it's rivalry. And one thing about rival games, it doesn't matter what the record is. They're still going to fight. They're still going to play both ends of the stick, and it's do or die. So this definitely will be a good trip. Good game. Both of them won't have to travel far at all. Yeah. So, but I got Germantown winning by at least 2 touchdowns.
Okay.
Oh shoot, I need to scroll to the top. My bad, G. Okay, our next matchup we have White Station Spartans, who are 3-7, at the Collierville Dragons, who are 7-3. And according to Western Media, Collierville has 81% chance of winning, and White Station has 19%. Why do you say that?
That is the toughest 3-7 that you're gonna see. White Station plays a tough schedule, and they put a dogfight against any team. But Cartersville has played. They were going for the Mississippi State Championship. They played about 4 or 5 teams out of Mississippi that people in Mississippi don't want to play. And so that 7-3 record is a stout Arnold Schwarzenegger type 7-3. That
Terminator.
Yes, and Mr. Autry, the powerful running back, they got 2 quarterbacks that they can throw at you with 2 different styles. And their defense, that front line is huge. So they're battle tested. They got a chip on their shoulder. They think they can do what Houston's done the last couple of years. And I think they're in position because now they got that bracket where they have 2 home games. And if they can get rolling and jump started, they're not scared of going on the road. And they're not scared to see a tough team. So I think Collierville not only going to win this game, but also win a couple more.
Right. Yeah, Collierville, they're number 1 seed. Biggest school in the state. I'm not surprised that they have this record. I think we talked about it earlier this season that Collierville just about got a JUCO college as a football team, really, with their size and everything. So,
facilities.
Facilities are perfect. I love the new school. Love going over there. But White Station, I seen them play. They play against Brighton, and like you said, this schedule they play, they are road ready. With games against Christian Brothers, Central, MUS, like, I mean, that's a tough little stack up, you know, getting the kids prepped. So I know that quarterback, he's pretty nice. He puts up a good fight. Last name Spiro in a way. But yes, I got Carnival taking over really for that game. But White Station probably gonna put up a little fight.
Okay.
Okay. Our next matchup is the Arlington Tigers, who are 7-3, versus the biggest, the largest Southwind Jaguars, who are 10-0. Honestly, the percentage should be 100% Southwind and 0% Arlington. But let's just see what West 10 Media said. 85% chance of winning to Southwind and 15% to Arlington.
Well, that 7-3 record is fool's gold. They beat up on some Memphis teams early on. They got a basketball player playing quarterback, so he's an athlete. He's athletic, and the young coach Jeb over there, he's doing a wonderful job, and he's getting them a winning mindset. He's getting them in the right direction. But are they Southwind ready? No, I don't think too many teams in the state are Southwind ready. Southwind, the Jaguars, tough schedule. That's been proven. They won games convincingly. Even the win over Germantown was convincing. So Southwind, I think, is going to win this game handily and get ready to try to do something special for 2025 and try to put a 15-0 mark up when it's all said and done.
Yep. I mean, like you said, I mean, I kind of disappointed in Arlington that they have a 7-3 win, but I mean, they put Raleigh Egypt as one there on their schedule.
Ridgeway,
I mean, and Ridgeway, like
Raleigh Egypt did score. The Pharaohs, we did score.
no, you're alumni. I forgot.
Yeah, 49-6.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, you know, Arlington, you know, you're 6A. Y'all got to beef up your schedule. And now look at y'all, first round playing against Southwind. Southwind, who in 5A who was a 5A last year, and the years prior to that, they got dogs over there. I mean, Kitchenberg is a quarterback. He can throw it, he can run it. I mean, I'll never forget that 50 yards, beauty, goal route pass that what was it, to Munford a couple of years back. I mean, it was the most beautiful throw I've seen from a high school player, and he was a sophomore. So, man, he's outstanding. The defense, I mean, in a 5-game stretch, they had 4 out of 5 games were just straight up shutouts. They probably had about 5 or 6 shutouts in total this season. So, Southwind's going to take this game, I mean, tear them apart, just get ready for the next round.
Well, we're done talking about 6A. Now it's time to talk about private schools, and we will talk about them in 1 minute.
A little bit of, can't crave a little bit of Lady B time. Damn.
Division II Single A first round. In our matchup, we have Tipton Rosemark Academy Rebels, who are 4-6, versus who are at what?
Friendship Christian, yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. Middle.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Friendship Christian Commanders, who are 8-2.
Well, to break it down to the people out there, our private schools are broken up into the state of Tennessee: West Tennessee, Middle Tennessee, East Tennessee. So they have the seeding by Middle, West, and East. So
Friendship.
So they let you know they come from the Nashville area.
They're the middle. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, and our TRA Rebels are West Tennessee because we're West 10 Media.
Yes. And according to West 10 Media, Friendship Christian has 72% chance of winning, and TRA has 28% chance of winning.
Well, Mr. Fullen is a big part of that 28% for TRA. Mr. Football finalist last year, should win it this year. Young man is very impressive on the field. See him, he can carry 5-6 defenders at a time. He's going to have to do that if TRA is going to have a chance to win this game. But I would have to go with Friendship Christian. The thing about private school football, you got to make those long trips. That takes a lot of energy out of you. And like you said, as you go further towards the Tennessee River, football is a higher quality.
Right.
So I got to go with Friendship Christian.
Right. Now I'd go with Friendship Christian on that. Nick Fulton, big fan of Fulton family, from Mac to Payne to, well, from Mac to Payne to now Nick's, big fan of all of them. I remember years ago when I think Payne was in high school, I remember they were telling me to get ready for Nick Fulton. Nick Fulton. So, man, to see
He
him
said his little
grow,
girl's gonna be awesome.
yeah, to see him grow and thrive to the player he is now is definitely major. But it's a one-man army over there when it comes to TRA. And like you said, them having to travel, I mean, it's normal for them to just travel 3 hours for a playoff game and everything, even in the regular season.
Yeah.
They probably had 2 or 3 games where they had to play, go on the road for 3+ hours and 3 hours back too. So, love the family, love Nick Fulton, but I think I can see the opposing team getting them in by a good bit of touchdowns.
Okay, we're going into Division II AA, where we have ECS Eagles. What's their full name? East what?
Evangelical Christian School.
East Evangelical.
Yeah, I think
They
they're
just
two.
have a long name. We're just going to call them ECS.
Yeah, I think they're 2 and 7.
The ECS Eagles, they are 2 and 7.
Yes, I think so.
Okay, they're 2 and 7. And the Silverdale Academy Seahawks are 6 and 4.
Okay. So.
Oh, what's the percentage? Sorry. Silverdale has 68% chance of winning, and ECS has 32% chance of winning.
As a 49er fan, I don't want to give a Seahawk credit for anything. But Silverdale, I think they're going to take care of business. Although ECS, there's a couple wins this year were quality wins. And it's just one of the things of newness over there with the Eagles. So I think, once again, they're traveling. You're going to have to go way to Chattanooga. Yeah. So 5-6 hours journey. So I got to give Silverdale the advantage and the win.
Yes, I mean, like you said, 2 and 7. I mean, 2 and 7, you make it to the playoffs. I mean, you should expect to, make much damage and noise in the playoffs. So, well, for them, ECS having to travel all the way over to Chattanooga, that definitely does speak a lot. Sorry, but yeah, I got Seattle winning them 100% to 0.
Seahawks. Yeah.
Oh, not Seahawks, Seattle.
Yeah,
Not
Silverdale.
Seattle.
Yeah, Silverdale.
Silverdale.
That's why they went with it. They try to confuse me.
Trying to confuse.
Okay, let's move on to our next matchup, which is St. George's Griffins. Griffins.
Like Peter Griffin. Peter
Griffin. Who they're 6 and 4 versus the East Knoxville Grace Christian Rams, who are 8 and 2. And Grace Christian has 77% chance of winning, and St. George's has 23% chance of winning.
Well, looking at St. George's regular season, it seems like the trend is when they play a quality team, they get beat. They perform well, but they get beat. This is a quality team. They're 8 and 2. They earn the right to host this game way over in Knoxville. So that's the thing about private school ball. You better win so you can bring the team to you.
Right.
So do you leave Thursday? Do you leave Friday morning? Whatever time you leave, you're going to have to make some adjustments. And St. George's hasn't been in this position in a while. So great job over there with Coach Rice getting the team turned around to a winning program, taking this huge step. But get ready for the next step next year, because I think Grace Christian is about to take care of this one.
Yeah, I mean, East Knoxville, we went from Chattanooga, we went from Nashville with TRA to Chattanooga with the other team with ECS, and then now we're going all the way to Knoxville with St. George's. Yeah, I mean, I feel like regardless of them having a 64 record and probably could put up some wins, I mean, them having to, take into account travel time as if they were a professional team, that's just too much on the person. I see they picked up some good wins against local teams like FACS and everything, but like you said, those 2 losses to Jackson Christian and Los Angeles. If you want to compete in the playoffs, you got to have good wins like that, or at least can put up a good fight. But I guess I can see the opposing team beating them out 100% to 0.
And it's tough for me once again as a 49 fan having to pick the Rams.
Ooh. But now we move on to Division II AAA. And
These are the big boys.
yeah, the big dogs. The first matchup we have is MUS Owls versus the NBA Big Red. Oh, the Owls are 6-4 and the Big Red are 5-4. And according to Western Media, NBA has 61% chance of winning and MUS has 39%.
Now, 10 years ago, this matchup would have been a state championship game. These two
Right.
programs have kind of wavered a little bit, but they're still quality programs because the parity is picking up in private school football. Montgomery Bell used to be a high standard in the 90s. It's like they were a factor for Notre Dame, sending linemen and linebackers up there. MUS, we've seen the great athletes that the University of Memphis picked up from them over the years.
Right.
But this is a great first round matchup. I think it's going to be very competitive. But once again, that home field advantage. You got to go to Nashville. That's not a quick 2.5 hour trip. It's just not.
3 hours of
Yeah.
grueling matchup.
Yeah.
And like you said, I feel like even 5 years ago, you had to put these two names on paper. It probably would have been a Super Bowl. You just try to go see.
Sellout.
Sellout. MUS and NBA. I heard great things about them. MUS, a good buddy of mine, Maurice Hampton, with the LSU, played football and baseball. Came out of MUS and everything. Yeah.
It's only baseball phenomenal.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean MUS. I feel like NBA is gonna, take a good advantage of them, take care of them. 61%, but I feel like MUS is gonna put up a little bit of a fight. Like you said, they put up 49 points against Central, and we just seen Central not too long ago. I mean, last Friday, and if they can compete against a good 5A team like that, I should see them at least putting up at least a decent fight compared to the other teams. Mm-hmm.
Okay, our next matchup that we have is Knoxville Catholic fighting Irish, who are 5-4, and they will be going against CBHS Christian Brother High School, the Purple Wave, who are 5-5. And according to Western Media, CBHS will be 52% chance of winning, and Knoxville Catholic has 48% chance of winning.
I need to find my little piggy bank. I need to pull out a coin so I can do a coin flip. So I can't call it. It's just maybe Knoxville having to travel 6 hours this way. We're playing Christian Brothers' favorites, so we've been going with that trend. So I'm gonna pick Christian Brothers because they have beat some good teams, and they had the home field advantage, and they overdue for a playoff win to see if they can get something sparked going.
Right.
And this and that, but yeah, I gotta go. I gotta pick the brothers, or AKA the Purple Wave.
Okay. Yeah, the brothers. I mean, this is gonna be the first matchup I'm probably gonna have to, go against you. I mean,
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna flip a coin. Okay.
Oh,
Okay. So
okay.
you picking Knoxville Catholic?
Man, Knoxville Catholic. I mean, that's a 5-6 hour drive. Knoxville Catholic, and that school. I mean, their culture there is very good. I mean, because every time I look up postseason matchups. Postseason any sport, I mean, their names is always in the mix and everything. I know basketball, they've had a great basketball culture over there. So, man, driving 5 hours, and I mean, like I said, the more east you go, the better that football is. So, I would stick with that stigma and everything and put Knoxville for that win.
Okay.
Well, there's a name that you did not see, and that is Briarcrest Saints, and they will be going against the winners of Father Ryan and McCallie.
Okay. All right. So I think that covers all our West End media area teams. David, thank you for popping in. Wonderful job you've been doing up there with the leader, with the photos and everything. Liyah and I was just wondering, do you want to be a regular contributor to Everybody Has A?
Oh, most definitely. I mean, I definitely wouldn't mind popping my head in from time to time. If not, can send y'all a voice recording of how I feel and different things like that. I love this. I mean, I love doing podcasts and everything, and I love saying out my opinion, no matter if it's good or bad. Because anybody can get it.
Okay, so we're bringing the focal point to our neck of the woods that Everybody Has A. So, hey, man, we appreciate you coming in, man.
Yes, sir. No
And,
problem.
Go support y'all's teams out there. I'll be wishing y'all luck that your team can, make it to state. But that's the end of our show. I hope y'all have a good day. Bye.